NIO stock has not had a great 2019 as week after week we see the stock go lower and lower. In fact, we went here from a high of $10 a share to now under $2 a share, which is a drastic drop for any stock. However, in the last 5 days, the stock is up over 36%, so it has investors excited that this may be a rebound and we may have bottomed here in NIO. But what's causing this rally, and more importantly, will this rally last? That's what we're going to be discussing on today's video, so let's get started. Our like challenge today is going to be an easier one. Let's get 300 likes on this video. You guys have been on the ball with these likes, so let's keep it rolling. So the biggest boost that actually started fueling this rally here in NIO stock was their delivery numbers from October. So in September, they actually had around 2,019 vehicles delivered, which the market was not too thrilled about. Just a few days ago, however, they reported their October numbers, which came in at 2,526 vehicles, which the market was thrilled about. This is a difference of around 507 vehicles, which is around a 25% increase, yet the stock is up 36% in just 5 days. Okay, so this sounds a bit overly optimistic and there must be more to this story. I mean, selling 500 more cars is great and all, but does it really make sense for a company to go up that much on this news? Well, the answer is really twofold here. So the first is that with this increase here with month-over-month deliveries, it has investors a bit more optimistic now in the company. China isn't necessarily going through the best times right now. The economy is declining quarter over quarter, but it is still growing. However, that being said, spending on things like electric cars have been a concern for investors. However, now since NIO did report a growth in numbers month over month with their deliveries, it actually gives investors some confidence here that despite the tough economic times that China is seeing right now, NIO, this company, is able to prevail and continue growing. That fact right there is good to have for really any company out there. Now, the second big piece of news which helped continue this rally that the delivery numbers started is that NIO announced a deal with Intel, more specifically their Mobileye division. This deal will essentially help NIO bring level 4 autonomy to their cars in China, and this could potentially be huge for the company moving forward. So digging into this article, we get a few more details here on this deal. Now, as part of the deal, NIO will actually engineer and manufacture a self-driving system that is designed by Mobileye's level 4 technology. NIO will mass produce a system for Mobileye and also integrate the technology into its electric vehicle lines for consumer markets and for Mobileye's driverless ride-hailing services. And the next point right here is the exciting part. This variant will target initial release in China with plans to subsequently expand to other global markets. So this deal right here could be NIO's opportunity to expand globally into more worldwide markets, and this has been something investors have been waiting for a long time. And honestly, this is also a good deal for Intel here because it gives them an opportunity to get more market share in China, where a lot of companies really fight to get into. Intel, if this deal works out, seems to have found a perfect way to actually capture market share in that country. And really, this news can be extremely good for NIO. Up until this announcement, really, Tesla has been the only player, especially in China and pretty much around the world, that offers an electric car with AI or self-driving technology in it. There's really no other company out there that's been able to match Tesla on this front. They're either able to develop a bit of the AI or develop a bit of the electric piece, but no company has successfully matched Tesla to combine these two together for mass production. And now as Tesla is pretty much finalizing their Gigafactory Shanghai and getting ready for full production in the next couple of months, they're pretty much setting themselves up to capture a massive portion of the market in China. And really, up until this point, even though NIO was seen as a threat to Tesla, they really didn't have that AI piece which really differentiated the two companies, and that was one of the main reasons why I didn't necessarily believe that NIO would necessarily displace Tesla in the Chinese market. Really, the value, of course, is electric, but for a consumer, it's also the self-driving aspect where they can just get in the car and the car has technology and it has intelligence to get you from point A to point B safely without really any intervention. We're heading towards that sort of society, and Tesla is at the forefront of that. And like we said, up until now, NIO was not really on the same level field here as Tesla when it comes to this. And investors clearly felt the same way as well, with the stock price dropping from a high of $10 per share to well under $2 per share. And really now what we're seeing with this announcement is a potential head-to-head competitor to Tesla, where finally a company could come out, offer a good electric vehicle that has good range, good technology, good performance, and also have that AI piece that's been missing. So really, when I look at the stock, I can see why it has started to rally, and I can see why investors are starting to get excited here once again with NIO. But what we need to remember is a reality check, and that is that this is just the beginning of the partnership, and NIO still has to build out the technology required to integrate this into their cars. Developing this and kind of perfecting this technology by itself will most likely take a few years, and then after that they're going to have to integrate that into their vehicles, which could take another year or so. So I don't think we're necessarily going to see this technology in NIO's vehicles for at least another 3 to 5 years. So in all honesty, why this may be a threat to Tesla over the long term, in the shorter term, this is not really an issue in my opinion. And like I said, Tesla has pretty much almost finished building out their gigafactory there in Shanghai. So they will have the first mover advantage. They will be able to capture most of the market there with their technology right now. So it will kind of be an uphill battle for NIO if and when their AI technology is finalized and implemented in their cars. And don't discount the first mover advantage here in this industry. I think it's going to be one of the major driving factors that will lead Tesla to become one of the top auto manufacturers in the future. So I know this question is going to be asked, will I be buying more NIO stock? And the answer really to that is no, I do not plan to buy any more NIO stock. I did buy some, which I made a video on a few months ago earlier this year, and I plan to just keep that position as a hedge to my Tesla position. And I know a lot of you are wondering, am I going to be selling my NIO stock? The answer to that as well is no. I will continue holding this stock, at least for the foreseeable future here. Although this announcement here between NIO and Intel is a big announcement and could potentially be the next big thing that this company needs, it is still at the end of the day a highly speculative stock. And for that reason, I would not be putting in a large amount of my capital into this investment. They're still burning through tons of cash, and let's not forget the other video that I made previously, which we went over their balance sheet, in which we pretty much see that their cash balance is not the best, and if they keep burning cash the way they have been in the last few quarters, they may go out of business sometime in 2020. So really at this point, NIO is a complete gamble. I know I've referred to this as an investment, but I use that term very loosely. I actually do see this as more of a gamble. Like I said, highly speculative, no idea what's going to happen with the stock, not profitable. I'm pretty much just putting money in there and hoping that it goes up over time. That's probably the worst thing you could do as an investor, but like I said, this is a hedge. This was more of a fun play, speculative play, if you will, in my portfolio. It makes up a very tiny portion of my portfolio, and it's capital that I'm completely fine losing 100% of. There's absolutely nothing wrong, in my opinion, to have a speculative position, but you do have to manage it and not let it get to a large size in your portfolio, because that's when it starts to become a risk, and that's when you can actually start to get into a lot of problems here with investing. I've worked hard for my money, and I don't necessarily want to lose all of that money here with my investment in NIO. I'd rather lose that investment in Tesla. Just kidding, just kidding. But either way, guys, I just want to make it clear to you that NIO is a speculative investment, and it will not be a large position in my portfolio in the foreseeable future. So don't ask me questions on if I plan to buy more NIO stock, or if I'm going to double down or buy a call option or anything like that on NIO. I do not plan to add to this NIO position. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to share this with a friend who also holds NIO stock in their portfolio, so they can learn as to why the stock has moved up recently, and they can reevaluate their position on whether they want to continue holding it or maybe sell out of the stock at this point. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.